Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the podcast where I'm perfect and I'm going to teach you how and where to go. I made a green smoothie recently and it fucking ruled. It was really good. Everyone was telling me, Miles, it's so good in the house.
Is everyone just your wife?
Yeah, just my wife, really. But she thought it was really good.
Well,
you know the secret.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Yellow ingredients.
Okay, so like banana.
Yeah.
What else?
Name a couple other ones.
Lemons?
Go ahead. Fucking lemons. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your fucking mind? Into it. No, it's not a green juice. It's a green smoothie. Lemons.
I don't know. Lemon is a great flavor.
What happens when you put dairy and lemons together?
I guess it curdles. Yeah.
I'm not trying to make green cheese here this morning, Will. Here's what I do. Pineapple, obviously. Mango, no problem. Peach.
Mango's orange, not yellow.
Well, it's a bright spectrum of color.
Okay. You're moving the goalposts.
It's not going to be
right
green,
now.
but here's my problem. It's not going to be brown. If you use a blueberry, you use a strawberry, it's going to be brown. You don't want a brown smoothie because it reminds you of something that I saw in your pants a couple weeks ago.
No, I'd like to address it.
Let's get into it. I don't want to fucking start the episode with this. I truly, nothing would make me more livid than to begin the episode with recounting or rehashing or I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to move on with my life. I got over 50 messages. Be it fucking people, dozens of people messaging me. I don't want it. We're not even going to mention it. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I guess just listen to
Today's episode is about bad jobs.
Yeah.
We're having people call in with their bad job stories. But also maybe people call in about whatever the fuck.
If you have an interesting problem that's not related to the theme, you can still call in, baby.
It's a query. You know what that means, Will?
Yeah, it's a question. That's yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, when you said it's a question, I went, oh, because that's not what I had in my head.
Okay, because query and question are synonyms.
It's a soft, yeah.
Literally, if you go to thesaurus.com, and I recommend that you do.
Whoa.
You type in query, you're going to get question as one of the top synonyms. Yeah.
I'll tell you, query for me, question, but who gives a shit? It's like, here's a question, but we don't really need to answer it.
That's interesting. I don't know if that's the dictionary definition, but that's not why you're perfect, is your literary acumen.
No, people don't think that I'm literary.
I don't know why they would. Man, that's not even an insult. I just don't know why anyone would look at you and be like, yeah, this guy's read a lot of books.
You think you're better at prose than me?
I do, yeah.
Holy fuck. Are you serious? You think you're better at writing like a short story than me?
I mean, I don't know how we would test
if we were both, let's just give it a go. Let's give it a go here. No, yeah, this fuck you. Let's give it a go. You came to the fucking gauntlet. You told me that you're better at literary than me.
No.
And I'm here to say, what?
I just don't know that your audience looks at you and goes like, this guy's whole thing is books, it's old authors. I just don't think that anyone thinks that about
His
you.
coffee stirred from the spoon that he held deftly. The cream pouring reminded him of his aunt.
So you're just... So you're going to do like Proust Madeleine, but like...
I did one, you do a sentence.
Okay.
Do a prose, do a literary.
I did not shit my pants. That's sort of my literary.
Bad literary. Bad
so
literary.
For you,
you think you're so smart?
The term literary just means using like adverbs and stuff.
You think you're so smart? I did not shit my pants. You know how I would do it? I would go, the vacuum in my pants didn't emerge. Didn't emerge deftly.
Can I tell a really horrifying anecdote that you can cut from the podcast?
Oh my God, I hope you will.
So one of the first times I watched internet pornography, I saw a site where anyway, I was like 12.
I'm Miles Bonsignor, as always, joined by we have a freelance co-host, associate, Will Whitwer. Will, say hello.
Hello.
So bad jobs.
Yeah, bad jobs.
I want to move on from that. I don't want to. I may even bleep it because it was really foul.
I mean, again, it's like one of the first sexual images I ever saw. Truly some horrible shit.
I've had some bad jobs in my life, But I think we should hear from the people first, and then we'll sort of discuss our bad jobs.
Absolutely.
And so many, I would say like most of the planet probably has a bad job.
Yeah, I think that sort of the nature of capitalism ensures that most jobs are not going to be what you might call career-oriented.
No,
and you're mostly working a job because you need the money. And
you're a paper pusher. In a lot of ways.
Me specifically?
No, not you, but everybody. I feel like so many jobs, like I had an epiphany that was really wowing to me as like a 20-year-old, but now it doesn't seem so smart. But it was just that I was just like, I remember one day just being like, wow, everyone, no matter what they do, is a salesman.
Wow.
And that really wowed me at the time.
I don't know if that's really actually true though.
Name a job.
Like, what about an IT specialist?
Selling? No, you're selling.
You work for a company and you just fix computer problems?
Yeah.
What is the sales aspect of that job?
You're selling to your boss that you did a good job.
Sure. I mean, fine. If you're going to fucking bend the definition of the word, which you love to do, you and your literary Mr. Miles
That's
drinking
right.
a cup of English breakfast.
I am literary, and I am fiction, and I am fucking smart. Both
You're
wise.
smart. You're
I'm
just
smart,
not
both wise.
literary.
No, fuck you. I'm not smart literary. I am smart. What we're saying makes no sense. I'm not smart literary. I think I'm pretty smart literary.
You're smart.
I could fucking go to it. No, excuse me. I could go to a book reading and people would be like, this guy really knows what he's talking about.
I think you could fake it. Absolutely.
Fake it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't even be fake.
You want to write a book? Okay, let's take some calls.
Let's take a couple calls here. Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
I want to make sure that you're comfortable, Will.
You asked that question with so much menace. Are you comfortable? Like, it sounds like a threat.
Are you comfortable, Will? Are you? Okay, let's take some calls here. As always, the number is 424-284-9614, and we open up the phone line so that we can help you, say it with me, Will, you solve your problems. We've got a phone call coming in from inside the house. Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the podcast where we fix your life. Hello, and what's your name?
Hi, my name's Carrie.
Carrie, what is up?
What up, Carrie?
Hi, Will. Hi, Miles.
Carrie, where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio, the Sunshine State.
Home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Totally.
Now, do you have a problem that you need solving, and is it related to jobs and or a bad job?
Yeah, I was calling to ask, next week I'm going on my first ever work trip with a coworker of mine that I don't know too well.
Whoa.
It's just the two of us driving to Indiana for 5.5 hours.
Oh, man.
So what do you do?
Okay, so
whoa, this is huge.
And what line of work are you in? How do you make a living in this hard world?
I'm an associate producer for a media company here. Any company that needs any sort of media commercials. So I help with those sorts of projects. And the person that I'm going to be riding with is going to be the DP. It's just the two of us. It's a really small project. And I'm totally honest. I'm in a match of Fortnite right now, so I'm gonna leave so I can talk to you guys and you can have my full.
No. Absolutely don't leave. The victory royale is more important than the phone call. I get what you're saying here. Now, workplace stuff can be complicated because it's like you don't want people to think you're too weird.
No.
You don't necessarily want to show all your cards as yourself. Right. How long is the drive?
5.5 hours, I think she said.
Big.
5.5.
Are you guys on hey, what were you doing this weekend? It was fine. Or it was like, oh, I had a wild little weekend. Like, what type of flavor are you giving in the conversation with your coworker?
Funny because we actually did go get lunch today. We got sushi. Me, this particular coworker, and another coworker. We went to an unlimited sushi place. So we're starting to get there, but I just don't really know what to talk about this entire trip. He even said, what are we going to listen to? I'm like, I don't know. Am I just going to be on my Switch playing Hades the entire time?
Miles and I love Hades.
Great game.
Yeah.
We got to cool it with a gamer talk, but it's a great game, and I love Hades. So
we're just going to take the gamer talk. It's not even going to be about the advice anymore. We're just going to talk about Fortnite and Switch games.
I hope. Oh my God, that would be. There's been many times in my life where I've been tempted to start a gamer podcast that no one listens to.
Yeah.
But it's never going to happen. Maybe Perfect Person After Dark. But here's what I'll say. I think that when you're in a situation with a coworker, it's an opportunity to dive into someone's life so deeply. you're going to mine them so deeply that they're not even going to know what to expect. Ask a million questions.
Blow their mind.
Their mind is right. I want you to be like, hey, what would you do if I freaking pulled out a knife? Like, just throw everything at the wall, because nothing really matters in this conversation. You know what I mean?
Let the impulsive thought take over is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that, like, honestly, it's something that I feel very strong when it comes to coworkers and interacting in workplaces. Like, you gotta love blathering on. And you've gotta find a way to blather on to each other in a way that is like, you know, I do care, but I also like don't have to care that much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you just are willing to take a conversation wherever it's gonna go, like, you'll be fine.
A lot of workplace conversations really boil down to, man, the weather today is fucking nuts.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm so tired.
At all costs, just avoid the childhood trauma. That's what I'm hearing.
Well,
just like the robot AI conversation.
I think if it comes up,
I think you can get real with a coworker, because that's going to ultimately be way more fun.
if you want a shortcut to getting emotional closeness, you've got a trauma dump on your coworker.
Oh my God. A trauma dump is more like a trauma trump card.
I mean, in terms of making friends.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, trauma trump card.
It's trauma trump card.
That's a pretty good title for the episode.
Oh my God. Trauma dump trump card is a fucking great. So here's what you got to do. Get in the car and just go, my childhood was scary.
Yes. First thing you say, you don't buckle your seatbelt. You say, my childhood was scary.
My childhood was scary. Or just like, I'm afraid I'm going to be dead. And then like that sort of brings you common ground. By the way, people's insecurities and also just like fears, worries, like difficulties, that all brings people together. I think that makes people feel closer to you, and it makes them feel seen for their stuff.
And just like drugs are a shortcut to transcendence in some ways, so too is really bearing your soul in the first 15 minutes of a 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that I'll start with the deeply rooted trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever yours is, you know, fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank. Let's practice.
Yeah.
Will and I are going to share some sort of, not even, trauma is, I think, too big of a word.
Yeah.
You want to share like an intimacy of yourself. Is that the right word?
Well,
you want to share an intimate detail from your life, something that not everyone's getting. Exclusive.
okay, so let's role play it here. Who's doing what? Are you telling me a trauma, or what are we doing here?
Yeah, we get into the car.
Okay.
Click.
And I'm driving.
You're driving. Do we need gas?
Yeah, probably. I think we should get gas before we leave.
My horse was struck by lightning, and then the other one went insane, and they had to shoot it in the head.
Okay. That's weird. See, this is something you could do, right?
Yeah, how's that for fun?
I think that will work. I think that will really work. I'll probably bring up Miles' horse first. Maybe talk about someone else's trauma.
You
and
can
then
use mine. No, just say it's yours.
Yeah,
you just say it's yours. That's free trauma.
Yeah.
That's free trauma for anybody to use. If you need to get out of any situation, you can use my trauma.
Yeah.
Of
you
course.
just say, if you're in a tough situation, you don't know what to say, just say, my horse got struck by lightning, the other one went insane.
The other one went insane.
And people will be like, on board with it.
Right.
Yeah, people are gonna like you.
It doesn't have to happen to you. If it happened to Miles, it happened to all of us.
Yeah,
we could just. That's for someone to share.
That's the guarantee of the podcast. If it happened to Miles, it happened to all of us.
Yes, absolutely,
big time.
No, but honestly, I mean, I think it is a little. It sounds a little stressful, but I feel like that's the perfect situation to really get to know somebody. And, you know, maybe you'll find out your coworker like collects swords, and you'll find out about a sword collection or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
No one should be collecting swords, but yeah.
I mean, it is a little sus. I'm just saying, like, you know, I think in general, like, you've got a large chunk of time, so be willing, like Miles said, ask a ton of questions.
Yeah.
You know, lead with your trauma, obviously.
Lead with your trauma. Get out there and bare your fucking soul. Just like
early.
Bare your soul early. And then cause a scene
and then I got Hickeys as a backup, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'll say too. A little life hack I found is if you want to listen to a podcast, just be like, I'm really tired, I gotta fall asleep. And then just close your eyes and listen to a podcast for an hour. That's also really good.
That is a really good life hack. Yeah.
That's a really good life hack.
I'm just gonna fall asleep with my headphones in, just blaring.
Sorry, I didn't get enough sleep last night because my horse got struck by lightning. I'm just gonna listen to my headphones for a little bit. And then you're fucking off to the races.
Yeah.
That sounds like we obviously fixed that for you.
Yeah, I think definitely.
Was this helpful?
Yeah, I think so. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Okay.
Wow. And
Well-
you know what? We don't, when you go fishing out in the yard, you don't want the first fish to be a big one
No.
because you got to ramp it up.
Yeah, we need to build on
Every
what we've
episode
laid
of
down.
this podcast is a hero's journey. Okay? By the 45-minute mark, if we're not fucking crying, weeping with joy, then we haven't done our job
But you
right.
have to have levels. You
You
have
have
to
to have
build.
levels. This is the
Yes.
first part of the hero's journey.
Yes.
Yes. Well, anyway, thank you so much for calling in. You have an absolutely blessed day. Do you have any advice for the listeners?
Trauma, pump and dump it.
Oh boy.
Trauma, pump, and dump
I
it.
don't like that.
Yeah, baby.
I do not like
All right.
that.
Thanks for calling in. You have a great day.
You too. Thanks, Miles. Thanks, Will.
Wow. Oh, this is it, man. This is the hero's journey. You loving this?
It's very loud when the call comes
Yeah, that's
in.
right. And you hear those? That's a missed call. Every single time it does that, bring, that's a missed call.
Yeah, it's hard to get on the show.
Here we go. Welcome to Perfect Person, the podcast where we're perfect and we're going to teach you how. What kind of problem do you need solving today, and what's your name?
My name is Abigail.
Abigail. Great name.
Great name. And
Yeah,
you don't go
thank
by
you.
you don't go by Abby or A. You're full on Abigail.
No.
A. Sorry, Will has not talked to anybody for a long time, apparently. But
No, I go by A, like I'm like the villain in Pretty Little Liars or something.
Yeah.
oh shit, yeah. I heard the new season apparently. We won't get into it. But but Abigail, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California. Is that too vague?
California girls are undeniable.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, we also live in California.
California. How's that?
That's great. In terms of what? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question, Abigail. In terms of what, Will? That was great. In terms of what? Like, yeah, like what was that? You know what I mean?
You know, it's a song.
Okay, yeah. You sort of, I felt like we were having fun and you fucking ruined the whole podcast. Me and Abigail were having a great chat and you came in here and you fucking guns blazing. You did that crazy. No, I don't do it again. Don't try to do it
I
again.
like the pop punk voice, you know?
Yeah, that's not pop punk.
Spoilers catching me and eating things eating their insides.
Yeah, this is not.
Like the indecision to call you
Yeah, this is terrible.
and hear your voice of treason.
You gotta cut it out. You have to get it out. You're gonna scare Abigail away. Abigail's called this podcast for advice.
You're right.
Okay, we have to give Abigail
You're
perfect
right.
advice.
You're
Abigail,
absolutely right.
what's your problem?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm struggling right now to like figure out where to move to. So if you could like help me figure out where to move, that would be excellent. Give me some pros and cons of different places,
100%. So you live in California right now, and what type of life do you want to live? I feel like you're almost a sim from Sims.
Yes.
And we're sort of crafting your life.
100%.
We have the couple details, and then we're going to decide where we want to put you in this world. So what kind of life would you like to live?
Cheap, preferably.
A cheap life.
Hey, we can all we get it.
I love a budget. We love.
I
to
guess
see a budget.
frugal would be a better word, but
a frugal lifestyle. I've been many a times in the frugal lifestyle, and so I get it. Now, what type of passions do you have? Do you have any skill sets you're trying to put into a career? Are you trying to have a specific type of job?
Or you just like, I got to get out of where I'm from.
Yeah.
I need to go anywhere that seems cool. Like, what's your, what are you being, how existential are you about this?
Yeah.
I just lived in San Francisco for a year and then I got out of there because I was not working out for me. I had a horrible job, it was not a good situation.
Oh, very, yeah. And what type of job was it that you had in San Francisco?
I worked at a Verizon store, like helping people with their phones.
Yeah.
And then I worked at a movie theater.
A movie theater, yeah. I worked at a headphone store, so a little bit similar, like selling consumer electronics and stuff like that. It fucking sucked ass. I'm sure I'll talk about it a little bit later, but that is very unfortunate. And so you just left San Francisco like a little bit ago?
Yeah. Like I got back. What was it, like last month?
Yeah, and San Francisco is a fucking expensive city.
Yeah,
to live
that's
in,
the
too.
thing. It's like anyone who has to work the kind of retail jobs in San Francisco, like can't afford to live in the city. So the commute's always a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like it's a good place to be if you're a software person. But we got to get you somewhere cheaper. And I'm just going to take a flyer on this.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh.
Wow. Will, it's like you don't even know Abigail.
I mean,
it's
I don't.
like you literally don't even know Abigail. Abby, can I get?
She doesn't go by
Sorry,
Abby.
you don't go by Abby. Abigail, Pittsburgh could not be a worse choice for where you should
Pittsburgh
live.
seems so sick.
Hey, Will,
they put
get on my
fries
page. Get
in
on the
their
same page. Get on the same
sandwiches.
page as me. Get on the same page as me because right now you're freaking what? Pittsburgh? Like what the hell was that?
Pittsburgh is a cheap city that's still cool. Like every city in the United States, it's growing.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be way cheaper than moving to a cool city, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like LA or Denver.
Don't
or
move to
Austin.
LA. Denver is not a bad choice though.
I'm from Denver. Denver absolutely rocks, but it's not as cheap as it used to be. If cheapness is your primary concern,
Yeah.
and you also want to live somewhere cool, we gotta get you into Pittsburgh.
Here's the here's the sort of thing though about Abigail. What's your dream job? Because not only do I want to move you to a city, I want to set you up for success and give you the life that you deserve.
I want to be like in the entertainment industry, and I went to college for that in San Francisco, but then I accidentally majored in the wrong thing, and then I was too scared to like change it, so I just dropped out.
Well, that sounds like something to address personally, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Excuse you. That's something to address personally. How dare you speak to Abigail that way? And by the way, Abigail, the good news is that the entertainment industry, schmentertainment member
I couldn't agree more.
Shut up, Will. So the good news is that if you want to be an artist, you don't fucking need to go to school anyway. So all the decisions you made up until this point don't even really matter. And no. And hear me out on this. Will was giving everything with a silver spoon. His parents were billionaires. And so he grew up extremely privileged.
I mean, I did grow up pretty privileged, but they're not billionaires.
No, okay, but here's the thing. So one of the things that I know about being an artist is that you are able to like, it's really just about making your stuff, meeting a good group of people, continuing to like, grind is not the right word here.
Well, we do love a grind set, but yes.
We love a grind set. But I'm like, if you want to be in the entertainment industry, if you want to be on sets, if you want to, do all that stuff, any city is going to have a community of filmmakers that's doing that.
Absolutely.
Especially, to mind, Austin comes to mind.
Yes.
Denver, I'm sure, has a cool film scene. Like really anywhere you go though, there's
Pittsburgh, probably.
Pittsburgh, Atlanta, like there's cool stuff everywhere. But it's just a matter of like seeking and finding that out. That being said, in those smaller cities, the film scene is often like very
clicky sometimes.
And clicky, but I was actually gonna go for a positive here, Will. So don't go for a negative when I'm about to go for a positive. We're like a battery over here. Okay, we're neutralizing each other's charge. What I was about to say is like there's film festivals in these small towns and stuff like that, and you can often get in with those people very quickly and like learn a lot and make cool stuff with those people. What type of the entertainment industry would you like to go into? Are you an actress? Are you a writer? Are you a director?
Yeah, no, definitely. I would want to be an actress. I took like film classes in high school, which were really fun. And I'm growing up in like this very it's a very, like you were saying earlier about like, places with like film festivals, like we're kind of famous, my city, not to like brag.
It sounds like you got a cool scene where you live as well.
Yeah. And I think getting involved there is like definitely a good way to start, test it out, do some student films, there's people out there looking. I remember making short films in college, and like we got a grant from my liberal arts college to like pay local actors in Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah,
and like we paid them. We were like, we're gonna fucking get money. And anyway, that was sick. It's really fun to do. It's fun to be involved in. And I do think the more broad your skill set is, the easier it will be to land in a larger city where you need to make money. Because again, I recognize this is not possible, but my main advice would truly be to be born rich. Because so many actresses, to be an actress in general, most of them are like the sons and daughters of famous people, you know? Like do you have time to just sit around and go to auditions? Like,
no, it's so tough.
You have to have money.
Abigail, can I spin you a fable?
Of course, yeah, anytime, yeah.
There once was a boy, tall as ever could be.
I wonder who this could be about.
Remember that was pretty literary.
Okay.
We were talking about earlier?
Yeah, I don't know.
So Anyway, I went to theater. I did theater school. I did like a double major, theater, and then a communications like film program, and a minor in screenwriting. Graduated, moved to New York, had no fucking job, and I was similar to you, and where I just was like, I want to be in the entertainment industry. I have sort of no idea how to even really do that, but I moved to New York City, big city, and was just like, let me just fucking get any job. I was a barista for a long time. Being a barista was really fun in some ways, had a cool community, but sucked in a lot of other ways. Then I quit that job at a certain point to be a receptionist at a company called Paperless Post that does Evites. Shout out. And then I sold headphones under the World Trade Center. I worked in another coffee shop. I was an espresso technician for a little bit, fixing espresso machines. Had all sorts of shitty jobs. Now, shitty jobs suck ass.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I said it.
I don't know that anyone is going to disagree.
Shitty jobs suck ass.
That could be the title of the episode, too.
That also could be the title of the episode. But what I found was that like sometimes untraditional, like non 9-to-5 jobs freed me up to be creative at times of the day when people were not really up. Or like if I went to work and I was working at a coffee shop, those hours are early. So then it's like 1:00 and I have the rest of my day to like see if I can write a little short film or see if I can email this person about maybe casting me in their thing or their sketch or whatever. So I would say that like, while it sucks, getting that type of job, I mean, like I made very little money and stuff like that, especially if you're doing that in a place like New York City, the rent is so fucking high. But coffee shop jobs, like if you move to Denver and stuff like that, I'm sure that you would probably be able to find slightly more affordable housing.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting a like service job or getting just sort of like a regular job while you are like pushing yourself to do creative stuff.
All right, thank you. That was a lovely.
Did you just hit a bong? Did you just do a bong rip, Abigail? We heard a little cough.
And we're just thinking maybe you're hitting the bong.
No, sorry, my friend is in here also.
Your friend's in there?
We called you.
Put your friend on the phone.
Yeah, let's get him on the phone.
Put your friend on the phone.
Yeah, my friend. Hi.
Hi. What's your name? And what type of problem? Arabia?
Orion, like Arion.
Oh, great name. Orion, thanks for calling in.
Do you have a problem?
All right, yeah. Do you have a problem you need solving as well? This is like a 2-for-1 special.
Absolutely.
I also want to get out of this small town.
Yeah.
What's your dream job? Do you want to be an actress too?
Are you also trying to be an actress?
I never want to be an actress, actually.
Smart.
I want to go environmental sciences.
Okay.
Environmental sciences?
That's sick.
Oh, that's really
ideally,
cool.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have the perfect job for you. Are you ready? This is about to fucking...
What is it?
Orion, perk your ears up.
With an A.
Big Orion with an A. With an A. Orion with an A. Orion, this is about to be the best thing you've ever freaking seen. Firewatch Tower. Scrooby? Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I've heard of that. It does sound very cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool, all right.
The singular video that I saw where they were out in a tower and they just kind of sit there and watch it while it rains and they make sure trees don't catch on fire.
Oh, that does sound really nice. Yeah,
honestly, yeah.
I played a video game called Firewatch. We're not going to get into it, but it was a very cool game about this exact thing that we're talking about. And it just seemed like a cool way to like get out in the woods, in the forest, and get that hands-on nature experience, environmental, if I may. That seems pretty good.
You can learn a lot by trees by just hanging out by them.
You can learn a lot about trees by just hanging out by them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we hope this has been helpful, Orion.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling in. And you both have a fantastic life because I think that you're going to get out there and crush it. And I believe in you and I love you.
And I do think if you want to be an actress, you just have to be delusional enough to do the thing, you know? That's part of the job.
That's right.
Maintain a level of delusional grandeur.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for calling. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
They seemed humiliated by the end of that call. They didn't seem happy about it.
They heard you say that.
Well,
are you fucking kidding me? Will, they heard you say they seemed humiliated.
They seemed a little off-put.
Oh my God. Will, you fucking idiot.
I don't know. I guess I just sort of assume like you're on top of the tech. You know, this is your show.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person.
My God.
Woo! You did it!
My name is-
You're the 100th caller!
No way.
I don't know. You're probably not. But, something. Who knows? 20? Anyway, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Nick. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Nick from Jacksonville, Florida. What is up? How you doing? And what's your problem that you need solving today?
I'm rocking and rolling. My problem, I have a little context and background that you should know.
Okay.
So I just moved into a new position at work because everyone in that division quit, which is like a red flag.
Whoa.
Big red flag.
But I'm an icon. And so my boss is like, you got this.
Yeah.
So now me and this other 23-year-old, we're both 23, run the entire department.
Holy shit. That's
so my
fucking wild.
So my question is, how do I rebuild this from the ground up, being an awesome leader and like changing the whole thing? Because my mindset is like, get with it or get out of the way. We're changing shit up and making this awesome.
Nick, I gotta tell you, your energy fucking rules.
Thank you.
You've got great energy.
Great energy.
And it's coming right through the phone. It's zinging me up. I haven't had coffee. I haven't had a second cup of coffee today, but your energy right there, it's positive and it's fun.
Yeah, East Coast, it's 10:30. I'm a spunky girl. So, you got to keep it rough.
It's 10:30 and you're a spunky girl. Well, Nick, first of all, you've got this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? High fives all around. You're now in this position.
Thank you.
And your company sees the value in you, but one thing you got to watch out for, you have to be compensated for the position that you are now in. Those people quit. You're now doing this job. You got to get that money, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what you got to do. First of all, you're going to do a great job. Now, what type of job is it? Is it like, you can be vague, but just like, is it like marketing? Is it, what type of thing is it?
So I do alumni engagement for like a higher ed institution.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Okay, cool. So you do alumni engagement.
Does that mean calling people to ask them for money? Mostly? Or?
No, that's annual giving. I do like happy hour and the fun stuff.
That's right. Suck it, Will. So you do happy hour and the fun stuff. Now, that's awesome, first of all. And so you're trying to come into this position, essentially make it your own and like fix the problems that you had before.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So first of all, take the rule book, throw it out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Everybody's got to throw out the rule book.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then maybe go get it.
And maybe go get it.
And maybe take a quick look just to make sure.
Just take a quick little
read
peek.
it well in the trash. Just read the trash rule book and just make sure there's no rules you're forgetting about.
Yeah, that's absolutely
But I just feel like you have the can-do attitude, and like wherever you are, Colby, Bates, somewhere on the East Coast.
Colby Bates is naming universities.
Some small. Maybe it's big, honestly.
Yeah.
But if everyone quit, then it's truly you've been given a blank slate, And I do think Miles is right though, that to a certain extent, if you're doing a lot more duties, you need to be getting that cash.
Getting that shmoney.
Yes. Because if you end up doing a bunch more work and they're able to pay you at a lower salary, you're going to have a talking with them.
Yeah, rut-row.
Yeah.
Someone needs a fat check.
Yeah, you need to get the bread, get it secured.
Get that bread, put it in the oven, eat
Lock it up.
and get a little bit more bread and lock that bread right up. Why were the people before you quitting?
Because their boss sucked, but we fired them, so it was okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Are you the boss now?
So I was like an admin to the VP, and obviously, because I have such a good attitude and I'm so spunky, she was like, you can handle this whole department. You got this. Go for it, girlfriend. And I was like, okay, cool. So like, there's no one above me anymore except for the VP. So I still report directly to her, but like I should have two people in between me and her.
That rules. And also, I love that you used your spunk to get to the top.
Thank you.
Company culture wise, when something like that happens, and I feel the same way, like we started really small and we added a ton of new people. So company culture wise, just like when new people join the company, take them to lunch, like do fun things like that. That is like the biggest thing that's indicative of company culture is just like when new people join a company, you want to make sure that you're creating the vibe. And if there's other people that you work with that are like, have a weird vibe, like I remember when I was working at a coffee shop, right? new people would come in. And if I had like the shitty manager train them or whatever,
They
or
would
like
be bad.
They would be bad, or they would be like on their side, or they would like hate the job because of whatever. But if I could get in there first and be like, look, here's how the job works. Let me freaking show you the ropes. I'm like flipping a coin, lands in my pocket, putting my sunglasses on and doing a dab. You know, like that's how you're going to get the people to be on your side. But you want to craft the company environment. You don't want somebody else to be sitting at the pottery wheel at the pottery barn making pots.
Hell yeah. I mean, I scheduled a Harry Styles listening party when his album dropped. So like I am the culture curator in this department.
Wow.
Tell me more about your life, because you have fantastic energy.
Yeah, I feel like you don't even really have a problem.
You feels like you don't even. It feels like you've
Yeah.
just got this, and I just want to hear more about what you've got going on.
Okay, so I just graduated in May with my master's in higher ed administration. So like, you know that I'm that bitch. I'm educated. I'm starting my doc program.
You rule.
Thank you. I just have like a sense of entitlement because as the admin to the VP, I like ran the whole department. So now that I'm like transitioning to fix this other department,
Yeah.
I just feel like I kind of have the authority to like do what I want. So like we're hiring a graphic designer
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, oh, the minimum wage in Florida is going up. So you have to raise the minimum wage for this position. And I was like, let's just raise it to 15. Like, what's the highest we can go? We want to see change in the world. Like,
Hell
we're
yeah.
just going to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But like I said, like it's literally two 23-year-olds running this department. So we're just kind of going for it. So my advice that I need is like, how do I be a leader, but also like be 23 and like be able to like be young and make mistakes, but run this whole department?
Okay, so that is a great question, and I'm thinking back to when I was 23, and you're right, it is like an immense amount of responsibility. I think that like the big secret of all business is that nobody fucking knows what they're doing, and there is absolutely no right way to do almost anything in the entire fucking world. You're now in a position of authority. So I would say for you, like, just think about how you want things to be done and do them that way. There's obviously like, there's probably like some sort of protocol that, you know, is passed down from generation to generation. This is how it was done. But I really would just like emphasize that you are now in a position of power. It sounds like fantastic. Like this sounds like a great thing for you.
It really does. And I will say, like, you may not want to go down this road, but if you're interested in embezzlement, I think you've got a really good opportunity.
Oh yeah, if you want to siphon a little off the
just
top,
a little
cheddar,
a little nest egg.
just a little cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if you're in charge, you probably could.
This is playing in court at your deposition in 5 years. Yeah, no, I think that like when not really similarly, but like I started at this company that I work for as like a podcast person, and then we developed that, and it became bigger, and I became like a quote unquote department head, and like that gives you a little bit of authority, but it's like, yeah, like there's probably a way and a decorum to do certain things, but why don't I just think of like the most fun way to do this? Or like, you know, my whole thing also is that just like with any job, like for your job especially, like if there's any sort of code red fire situation, it's just important to remember like, hey, we're making happy hours for alumni networks. We don't need to like let this stress us out and keep us up. Like, you need to live your life and enjoy your life and pass that same energy into your work environment. So like you get a graphic designer like, oh no, the graphic designer is going to be like, you know, delayed on this, whatever. And it's just like, you know, my whole thing is just take a deep breath.
Yes.
It's all going to be okay. It's all going to get done. If you sort of trust people enough to make mistakes, then they're not going to make mistakes.
And if you mess it up, and if you feel like, oh, I'm not succeeding as a leader, you take stock and then you take action.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Well, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Seriously. And you're the heart and soul of the team. A lot of Harry Styles references and fans calling into the show.
Oh my gosh, we've had like 3 Harry Styles callers. It's great.
It's Rainy's influence. It's Rainy's influence.
Yeah, it's the rainy influence of it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it just sounds to me like, you know, you're just a little nervous about putting it into practice, but you kind of have a golden opportunity.
Yeah. Also, like if something happens where you're just like not quite sure, just be like, it's okay to be honest about how that goes. Just be like, oh yeah, I don't know. Let's figure out how to do this in the way that makes sense, instead of like instituting something suddenly and feeling nervous about that, just be like, oh yeah, I'm not sure. Well, let's figure this out together and like work with the team. You know what I mean? Like, I think that collaborative element is always just like the things I've enjoyed working most on.
I feel like everyone appreciates it if the person in charge just says, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, no one is going to be mad at you not knowing a thing if you just are calmly like, I don't know, let's look into that or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be called out like, oh, she's 23. I mean, you have a master's degree in this stuff. So I'd imagine you're pretty well versed in it. Like, to me, it doesn't even sound like you need advice. It sounds like you're just a spunky bad bitch.
It sounds like you're a spunky bad bitch and you're out here crushing it.
Wow, that made my whole day.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. Your energy brightened my day.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll keep sending it to you. So stay positive, keep kicking butt, and remember, get with it or get out of the fucking way.
Yeah, that's damn right. Thanks for calling in. You have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, that jazzed me up.
Yeah.
That jazzed me up big time.
I feel good. Do you think that's something an author would say?
Jazz me up?
Yeah. You think like a literary author would have a character say that jazz me up?
I think probably.
Okay.
They might be like, jazz me bequeath for noon.
So your impression of literature is just big words.
Yeah, big words are smart.
Yeah.
Sorry. Big words are smart.
I actually think it does depend on the context.
You don't think big words are smart?
Have you ever read any like academic shit that's just like the most overwritten shit in the world and makes you want to tear your eyes out? Because that's stupid.
Sounds smart. Sounds smart as fuck. Her energy reminded me of when I was sort of positive. And I worry that now LA has made me jaded.
Well, that's the thing. You can't harness when you're 22, 23 and you don't know how bad things could be. You have a necessary positive energy. Like, this is my thing. Youth is wasted on the young. And I'm talking to most of the audience here. You guys are all so young. God.
You're going to fucking lambast the audience here?
I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm saying that by definition, there will be things that you regret that you didn't do in your youth that you come to later and go, huh.
It sounds like you've got a big one.
Well, I mean, maybe it would be wearing a butthole stained pair of shorts. That's one of the things I regret.
Mm-hmm. You regret that?
Yeah, but I'm saying you have to have the confidence to go into the record with the butthole stained shorts, not knowing what the thing. Like, when you're young, you just don't know how life's gonna fuck you up.
Right.
Bad things are gonna happen to you.
Bad things are gonna happen to you.
But you can still be a bad bitch and push through it.
I can't believe you just said that. It's really good.
Me saying the phrase bad bitch, I
don't know if you're allowed to say it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when you were young and I know you had a lot of shitty jobs.
Yeah.
I had a couple. I didn't have as many as bad as
What was your first job?
So I worked at Jamba Juice.
Oh my God. I worked at Yo Pop.
What is Yo Pop?
You don't know Yo Pop?
They do not have that in Denver.
It's not a big franchise.
It's gotta be a North Carolina thing.
I worked I worked at a frozen yogurt shop. But what was fucking lit about it is I got the job with my high school girlfriend. So we both worked there on the Friday nights. We'd like make out. It's sick.
That is sick.
Which was sick for like a high school job. But I worked at this thing, and then it was a self-service yogurt shop. So you may be asking, what do you do? And the answer is the cash register.
So all you did was work the cash register and like clean up after everyone left?
Yeah, but they had like another guy like filling the machines.
So this was an easy job.
Yeah, I'm in high school, and so I would go after school and I would sit under the fucking security camera eating kiwi because the kiwi was under the security camera, and all the other toppings were like kind of like you could see them on the security cameras. So they would watch and be like, this guy's fucking eating toppings. But I would sit under the security camera and I would just fucking eat so much kiwi. And the guy would come out and be like, fucking Jesus, there's more, we're out of kiwi. And he'd keep filling the kiwi, and I would eat all the kiwi. And it was a great job. Funny. So the weird part about this job is it started, and it was a company called Orange Leaf, right? All our machines had Orange Leaf on them.
Okay.
Never signed a fucking single piece of paper that said I worked there, by the way. And it was owned by this Korean family, the Kims. And so it started as Orange Leaf. And then like a month in, they changed all the branding to Yo Pop. Like some weird fucking franchise shit was going on, right?
Yeah.
And then I got paid in envelopes of cash.
Okay, I'm very curious. Like, is Yo-Pop even like beyond the one store? Like,
I don't know.
Is it even a chain?
I don't know.
Is it just like they had some sort of this is worth a Google. My phone is dead, but
I'm getting fucking hungry for frozen yogurt, by the
dude,
way.
frozen yogurt's good and it's hot in here.
It's hot in here, just a little nice. But anyway, so I worked with these envelopes of cash that said, "Thank you, Miles." No indication of how much money was in there. Just wads of cash in the envelope.
That's pretty cool.
So as a high schooler, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like I'm making like minimum wage probably. But
Right.
it meant a lot to me because I'm in high school. I don't
Well,
have any
and you know,
fucking
your
expenses.
parents are paying your bills, so the minimum wage is not so bad when
No, I'm in high school,
when
yeah.
you have all your costs provided for you.
Right.
You know, it's really bad.
Yeah.
You know, not to get political, but you literally can't afford in no state in the country can you afford a median priced 1-bedroom home if you or apartment if you work on minimum wage full time.
that's
Like
crazy.
one person cannot do it. The system's bad. It's horrible. But honestly, that sounds like a pretty good first job.
It was a great first job. And so your first job was?
Went to Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice.
For a summer, right by DU. And there's no college kids there, so it's like just a ghost town. And they would always like let me go early. And then one time, and this is something I feel really guilty about. One time, so Jamba Juice closes at 10, which is too late, by the way.
Yeah, who's getting like a strawberry blast?
Well, so I really
9:55?
wanted one, and I called the Jamba Juice, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna come in and get get like free smoothies with my friend. But the problem is, as you know, if anyone works at a restaurant, like everyone wants to get all the cleaning done so they can just leave, right? But I basically made them have to rewash a bunch of stuff.
Because you're a bad guy.
No, this is something I really regret. I think about it all the time.
Well, thanks for sharing this.
Then I worked at Noodles and Company for a couple of summers.
Yeah.
My worst job though was I had an internship that paid me $1,000 a month to work full time, which, by the way, significantly below the very substandard minimum wage. This is like my first gig out of college.
Yeah.
My boss would scream at me every day. I was editing things. He would come in. He'd watch 7 to 10 seconds, and he'd be like, "This is horrible." Didn't matter what it was. He would not watch the whole thing. He would stop 7 to 10 seconds in to yell at how bad I was at the job, how I was never going to succeed in the industry.
Jesus.
Like every single day being told like basically that I was worthless.
That sucks.
It was really horrible. And I know that I'll never have a job that bad ever again. Like I feel like I got it out of the way early. And then, there's long story short, the internship was supposed to last 6 months. It only lasted 3. But then I was able to turn the networking I'd already done into a job at other small production companies in Austin.
Yeah.
And so I was able to like get out of there.
So the screaming thing.
Yeah.
We said this on a recent episode, but like I can't think of it why anyone would yell at anyone ever. Like I'm picturing my job now, and I'm just like I would never fucking yell.
He
at anyone
never
beneath
needed
me.
to yell. Like
There's no fucking. But even like if it was an emergency, I just don't get it. But anyway, so after I worked at the coffee shop, or after I worked at I was a receptionist at Paperless Post, right? I was a terrible receptionist. And the whole time I was writing a musical about Ted Bundy called Ted Bundy the Musical.
I'm familiar.
It's never come out.
Yeah.
But I'm still working on it. Anyway, still working on it as in it's a draft on my computer I haven't touched in years and years.
Yeah.
But I was working on that while I was working there. And then I got a job from this guy who was like, I want to hire you. He knew me from my old coffee shop. He was like, I want to hire you. What we do is we go around the city to different coffee shops and we fix their espresso machines. Espresso machines are like relatively simple machines. Like it's like steam and pressure and like, valves and fucking that kind of thing. And I'm good with machines. So he was like, you're good enough with machines that I can teach you the rest of the way to do this job. So I go, and it's clear within 2 days that this guy's totally fucking unstable. And it's just me and him. It's me and him, and then this other employee that is this really fucking cool girl she's covered in tattoos. She's got like a cool septum piercing. She's got all sorts of piercings. She looked like a girl with a dragon tattoo kind of. And like good at her job. Like, and she would go around like town and just like had this cool vibe, and she would fix espresso machines. So like 1 or 2 days I trained with her, and the rest of the time I was with this guy who's the owner. And he screamed himself hoarse at me one time because I was like, he was like, sweep up the dust. And I was sweeping up the dust. And he was just like on the phone. And he was just like, you're fucking sweeping too hard. He's like yelling at me. Like this guy it was like, I don't know. He had something going on. So then one day he's screaming at me. We get on the subway to go to a coffee shop. I'm on the subway and he can see I'm in a bad mood. And he's like, what's up? Like, why are you like, what? Like, what's wrong? And I was like, just not feeling great. And he was like, he's like, why? Is it because I yelled at you? Like, it's because I yelled at you this morning? And I was like, yeah, dude. Like, and I kind of was just like, I was weighing my options, and I'm so glad I did this, because it was also just like, it was so emotionally draining to be screamed at like that. Like,
Yeah.
I really, it was taxing. And like, I worked there for only fucking week, but it felt like way longer because it's just like was such a toxic environment. So this guy, I was just like, look, dude, like I am a fast learner. I am good at this. I can learn the things you need me to learn. But if you scream at me while you are training me, then like, I'm not going to do what you need me to do, because I'm not going to be like learning the things you need me to learn, because you're going to be yelling at me. So essentially I was just like, look, if you're going to yell at me while you train me, I can't do that. I'm happy to learn. I'm happy to like put in my time. I'm happy to like cut my, what is it? Cut my roots? No, cut my roots, cut my teeth. I'm happy to cut my roots down to the quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm happy to cut my teeth. I was essentially just being like, look, if you yell at me though, like that's not going to make me any better.
And how did he respond?
He said, well, that'll be it.
And then
he said, well, then that's it. I'll pay you in cash for the week you worked and we'll be done. And I said, okay. And then I was unemployed in New York City. And that was scary. But it was just like an example of like, I was just like, wow, fuck. Like, I guess I could have kept that job if I had kept my mouth shut.
But you didn't want to be screamed at.
But it's just like,
which is pretty
is it fucking
reasonable.
worth it? Like,
No.
it's so not worth it. I was just like, this is not worth it. And it's also less money than I was making at Paperless Post at the temp gig. So I was just like, jobs like that, it really like, it's sort of like Stockholm syndrome though.
Yes.
Or not the Stockholm syndrome at all.
But no, not Stockholm. Whatever the opposite of Stockholm
The
syndrome
opposite.
is.
You feel trapped, but you're like, shitty jobs like that make you feel like you're on the verge of never getting another job ever again.
Yes. And again, that was when I worked at the small production company in Austin, like I was just getting yelled at and told like, you'll never make it in the film industry, like every day.
That's fucking crazy.
And it's like, literally, I'm 22, like I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
You're paying me dog shit and you still feel like entitled to yell at me, like literally every single day. And the funny thing was though, like eventually a couple years later, he ended up hiring me to do like editing work and paid me a lot better. And he still was the exact same.
Wow. That's
like
crazy.
I edited a video for the Texas State Women, Infant and Children's, aka WIC, like program, which is it benefits for like poor moms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we edited a video of people going shopping in the grocery store. He would still watch 5 seconds of the cut, be like, this is horrible.
Jesus.
But I just was like, I knew how to kind of put my head down and be like, yeah, totally. You're paying me now. And I was in a totally different power position.
Yeah, right.
And it was stressful, but I knew how to handle it. But when I was right out of college in a totally new city, getting kind of screamed at every day, that was really a rough time for me.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I personally believe if you have a bad boss and it makes the whole job bad, like you should quit. Similar to the whole like
100%,
dump
I
your
agree.
bad boyfriend who's not treating you well. Like
quit your job.
Quit your job if you can afford to.
You're gonna be so much freer. If like I've been in those situations where I'm like, fuck, I want to leave. This sucks. Like, just if you can, like, try to line up a job. I remember being paycheck to paycheck, and it's like you can't quit because you have to pay rent.
Yes, exactly.
But it's like if you can try to line up a job, just get out. Get out as soon as possible.
Don't tolerate an abusive, yelling environment, because there's just. It's not like it's really bad for your mental health. Like it's just like objectively bad to get screamed at. And again, it's not. It's literally just satisfying that person's ego. Like
I know so many people in LA. LA is a good example of this. But like, if you are like, fuck, like I could do this job where it's fucking miserable, or I could do a job that like pays slightly less money, but like it's with my friends or something. I always say take the job with the friends.
1,000%.
Because I know people in LA who are fucking rich and they are miserable.
Yeah.
And it's like, you see this, like what can happen. And there's a threshold where like, obviously like having your bare needs met and stuff like that is you need to have that done. But if it's a margin of like a little tiny bit and it's like, well, it's less money to do this, but it's with my friends, I just say like, always take that risk. And it's just, your life is going to be so much richer for that. And you're going to feel better day to day. Well, this is the last segment of our show. It is a segment we like to call Get Real.
And that's a segment where we try to force a real
That's my segment. Excuse me.
Smegment?
That's my segment. That's my segment. That's my segment.
That's a really
That's not our
good joke.
segment.
That joke
That's not our
is
segment.
so good.
It was bad. It's my segment. Now, Will, do you think that you
Yeah, no, keep going.
like what's something that you do during sex that you think is really sexy?
That's a really hard question to answer, you know?
You're in the throes of passion. I just want to know like something that you're like, yeah, that fucking ruled.
First of all, obviously just that long stroke in general is sort of what I would consider sexy.
Long stroke?
You know, just like the general like thrusting.
The pump. Stroke.
You never heard that?
Pump.
I gave her that long stroke. Anyway, I think for me though, really what it is just a neck kiss. Because here's the thing. Every woman on the planet likes to have their neck kissed. They love it.
I'm so yeah, I get that. That's cool. That's really sexy, man. Well, this is obviously an amazing episode. Everybody, thanks for listening. Will.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. You can follow me at W Whitwer.
We just are so happy that this show has been going well. No, you can follow Will at W Whitwer, of course. And you can follow me at Miles Bond. Thanks for everyone listening to the show and all that.
We could have a literary off. You know, I know we've sort of been teasing it this whole episode of like, you know,
write a poem. Just say a poem really quick.
Okay, fine.
Let's go. Come on. Vulnerability. It's important.
What is it about?
Darkness. My penis. becomes visible from around the corner. My smile. My smile grows. Bliss.
So this is a poem about what? You getting an erection?
It's a poem about
you getting an erection in the middle of the night because it started with darkness.
It's me having a night terror that turns into a wet dream.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Obviously, you know where to find us, and we'll see you next week for a very special episode.
Oh, it is actually very special.
It is actually next week. There is a very special little episode.
Next week, there's going to be a little surprise.
Okay, easy.
Well, I mean,
we'll see you next week.